We are live. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. In 5, 4, 3.
I'm here.
Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Kami po ay naglilingkod sa inyo kahit na wala kaming ginagawa. I don't know what I'm saying. How you doing, man?
Good. Still sweaty. For some
Welcome
reason,
back.
all of a sudden, it's hot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. Here, it's 106 was the high today. 106 degrees. It was so hot and muggy. Honestly, I was having a headache most of the day. It was so hot.
Am I blue? Because you look yellow.
That's my natural color. You're a little blue. Your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's the wrong. How's this one? Huh? What's happening to me?
What's going on?
Because this one's yellow for sure, right?
But that one's better. That one's better.
The one before?
Yeah.
Or this one right now?
Go back.
There's no going back.
Nope.
It's only forward.
No,
it goes in a circle. Is this okay? Okay.
Yeah, that's a little dark.
Dark?
Yeah, it's a little dark.
Dark but correct color?
Correct.
What?
Yes, dark
Brighter,
but correct
not
color.
higher. What?
Yeah, that's too bright. You look like you're in a... There. That's good. That's good.
That's what it was a while ago before.
Can you stop turning off the light? You keep changing it.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. All right. We have been fiddling around here like there's no tomorrow. What's up? Welcome back, Balakubak. What's new? How was your week?
I don't remember. It just went by. It just breezed by so fast. I don't remember really. I was thinking about a lot of things before we got on. And then now that we're on, it's like everything just flew away. You know, like a bunch of pigeons, when you sort of try to run up to it to feed it, they're like...
To be honest with you, this past... Okay, Baba. No, Baba. Stop. Ace. This past week, I really haven't done much in regards to the show, to be honest with you, because I've been concentrating on my my health, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Which reminds me, I made a new friend. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay. I've been trying to stay off my feet for the most part. You know what I mean? And then going to the doctor. I've been to the doctor's office like 3 times this past 6 days already, following up on some tests and whatnot. The good thing is my kidney's okay. My lungs are okay. My heart's okay. Except my blood pressure. The only thing that's wrong with me is my blood pressure. It's high. At first, there was a little scare that I was that I was in a pre-diabetic stage. That there was a scare for that.
Can you guys tell what causes high blood pressure? Like off the bat, meaning is it because you're not doing
diet.
this, you're doing that?
It's my diet, basically.
Is it always the diet? Because I know nothing about high blood pressure aside from... Yeah.
Well, so there was a scare that I was in diabetic stage. I'm glad that I'm not. It turns out my levels are good. My blood, my everything's fine. With the except my cholesterol is even pretty good, surprisingly enough. It's just my blood pressure. And the doctor I'm seeing now, I've never seen this doctor before. It's a new PCP for me, and he's half Mexican and half Filipino. So he was like, he told me straight up, like, okay, you gotta cut off the sinigang baboy, the adobong baboy.
Is he more Mexican than more Filipino? He sounds like he's more Filipino than Mexican.
Yeah, no, he sounds real Mexican. Yeah,
but he knows about Filipino food.
His mom is Filipino.
There's
Filipino.
podcast that you shared with me that's called like Mexican Filipino something, right? Like Mexi Philly
Something
Mexi.
like that. I think that's a husband and wife tandem where the wife is Mexican and the wife's and the husband's Filipino. Yeah.
Philly Mexi
Something
Philly. Some combination like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't really listened to them, to be honest with you.
So it's diet for sure, or
For sure. It's my diet. It's my food intake. My sugar level is high. I need
can high blood pressure be caused by anything else aside from diet? That's what I mean.
That I don't know. But your food intake plays a major role into it. That's for sure. You know. So basically he just told me, you know what, you just gotta you look healthy. You look like you're exercising. That's good that you stop smoking and whatnot. You barely drink, which is great. And he was like, but really you gotta control your blood pressure. Just diet. I mean, he put me on the blood meds still. Very, very small dosage, but in a way, to be honest with you, I feel so relieved. Because this past 6-7 days since first going to the urgent care and finding out about everything, all these things started like clouding my mind. You know, I was like getting scared in a way.
Little things like death.
Yeah. Mainly death. Yeah, pretty much. You know, because I don't know, for some reason it clouded my head the last 6-7 days because I got scared. You know, to be honest with you, I'm like, which is normal. But the way the nurses and a couple of people said, "Oh my God, you're gonna have a stroke." Well, yeah, but everybody could have a stroke. But I'm saying you don't have to like fucking scare the crap out of me, you know?
Did it light a fire under your ass?
Yeah, dude, it's not even funny. I'm like, it woke me up, that's for sure. It definitely woke me up. But the sigh of relief that I felt after seeing the doctor today.
Vacation's over.
Yeah, tell me about it. So now I gotta
go back home.
I can't freaking eat the food that he even told me the 2 favorite things that I love in the world. He goes, you gotta cut back on your pastas if you eat pasta, and you gotta cut back on sandwiches.
You hear that?
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that a Samsung washer dryer?
That's right. Say what? There it is, folks. Our laundry is done.
That's awesome. Is that a washer dryer combo?
No, just a spinner. Spinner dryer. We still have to do it the old school and take it outside and air it. But it's like 99% dry already because it spins so fast.
Yeah.
Where all the clothes are like stuck up on the side like that. They're like, okay, we're gonna get dry. Hang on.
So
it's lovely though, because it's the I don't know where they have the hole on the side. You're not showing off your boot right now, are you?
No, I'm taking it off. I got to take it off since I'm not walking right now.
Nice. Let it air out a little bit.
Yeah.
So all my life we were used to the washing machine that has that hole on the top. Apparently that's not as economical as I was always wondering why the one with a hole on the side is more expensive. There's something to do with, I guess, the physics of the way the clothes get washed. If the hole is on the side, there's something like your washing machine. Where's the hole?
You mean
where's the entrance hole?
It's on the side. It's in the front.
That's what you guys mostly have, right? But here in the Philippines,
so that's the thing. The washer is the top load. The dryer is side load.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. For me, separate. the best combination that I've seen. I walked into somebody's house in their kitchen.
Okay.
There's a dryer down at the bottom, or one of which I think I don't remember which one.
Washer dryer in the kitchen.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's what inspired this whole idea. Doing this in the office right now.
Yeah.
So I walked into the kitchen, there's like a cupboard, right? But you open the cupboard, washer dryer on top of each other, and both of them are the side load types, not the top load types.
Right.
So side load meaning that you put the washer and then you just transfer it to the dryer down at the bottom, or vice versa. But anyway, that's what kind of inspired this whole idea of doing the laundry in the office. But yeah, we didn't have enough to do the dryer thing, and plus there's the sun outside, so we just take it out and bring it outside, which is like 20 feet away, so save up a little bit, but plus there's no space. But that's the whole idea, that I walked into a friend's apartment's house, and I was like, oh, you can do that. Blew my mind. So we kind of thought about it, had a little money for washing machine, and we got ourselves one of those ones on the side, because the one on top, for some reason, it's a little messier, and plus it's not as economical as.
No, see, that's the difference. Okay, when you're washing, it's not going to, if it's a side load for the washing itself, your clothes just tumbles up and down. That's what your clothes does, okay? While it's spinning, washing in water. If it's a top load, the washer is spinning back and forth. It's literally being beaten instead of tumbled. Does that make sense?
Say that again. That's the side one or the top one?
The side load is a tumble, because it spins up and then goes down. Spins up, it goes down, right? But on the top load, it goes left and right, left and right. So in a way, it kind of shakes the dirt off more so than actually it being tumbling. Okay. Yeah. But the side load, what makes that even better, it's because it's more water friendly, meaning water economics. You use less water. Okay. The top load, you use more water. Right. Side load, you use less water. Right. That's the biggest selling point in that. At least here. I don't know in the Philippines, actually.
Yeah. So anyway, here it's a little more expensive, the side load one, and then so the top load one is mostly the ones that I've seen, or at least mostly the ones that I've experienced based on my family's economical status.
Why is
our financial status?
So almost every household that I've been to in the Philippines that has a washer dryer, why is it always outside?
Right, because I think the piping and it gets messy. If you mean to say
what I mean, like usually there's a dirty kitchen in the back, tapos it's right next to the sink outside. Bakit ganun?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the pipes, because you're gonna have to have extra pipes or whatever, or hoses to go inside if you want it to happen indoors. Plus, the whole idea is that you're going to probably hang your clothes outside. So might as well be sort of outside. But is that unusual? Like when I was there, we had a washer dryer, I think, in the garage.
Well, typically here, it's normally, at least back then in Daly City, most of the time the washer dryer's in the garage. Right. Nowadays, there's a specific washer dryer room, typically upstairs in the hallway.
Oh, that's because you live in Virginia.
Exactly.
Like you have a different sort of system of way of doing things. But listen, I want to hear what my new friend here has to say. You want to hear? Yeah. Listen to him. Okay, listen. Let's see. I research.
What?
Can you hear that?
No,
you can't hear him. No. Wait. So I asked him, like, which is better, side or top load washing machine? Wow. And that's
washing machines. Here is a comparison of the two.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, barely.
Barely? Oh, microphone's not working right then.
Yeah, I put the mic on the speaker.
I did.
Side load washing machines.
Oh, there you go.
Pros. More energy efficient than top load washers. Gentler on clothes. Can clean larger loads. Easier to add and remove clothes. Stacked with a dryer. Cons. More expensive than top load washers. Can be difficult to reach the bottom of the drum. Can be more prone to leaks. Top load washing machines. Right. Pros. less expensive than side load washers.
I don't
Easier
think that that's the question there. I think the question that we should be asking is not what's better, top load or side load. I think the question we should be asking is, where the hell does the other sock go? It's always we're running out. It's either we're missing socks or for some odd reason, there's a hole in your shirt.
A hole in your shirt?
Yes. I don't
probably gets
it.
caught. It probably gets caught.
I don't see anywhere it gets caught. I'm not even kidding you, man. It's like, it's always at the bottom of my shirt. There's like a little hole all of a sudden.
Oh, those are probably rats.
We don't have rats.
Ooh, we don't have rats here in Virginia.
We don't have rats, you know?
Okay, let's ask my friend, where does the other sock go in washing machines?
The other sock can go missing in a washing machine in a few different ways. It can get stuck in the agitator.
What is going on here? Where are you getting this?
What?
Where are you getting this?
Can you hear him speaking though?
Yeah, I can hear him speak on the background.
Okay, so the whole point of this friend that I'm trying to share with you is I was thinking if I can, but I think at the end of the day, I'm not. I can actually start a podcast with this guy. Like have a little sort of conversation.
Yeah, I know.
But I also kind of realize maybe I'm sending the wrong prompts or asking the wrong questions, but sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a hammer, Or,
are you talking about me or whatever that robotic crap you're talking about?
The robotic guy, the AI. I'm like showing off my AI
is that
friend.
The AI that you downloaded?
I didn't have to download it. I just have to like Google or just search online. Like
that's actually pretty cool though. That's pretty cool.
AI guy that I can talk to.
Yeah.
So I just type in my little question or whatever.
Right.
But that's what I wanted to share with you on the podcast today, actually, is how to get better answers to your questions. But I want to give him a couple of more lines, see what else he has to say.
Part of the washing machine that helps to clean your clothes. If a sock gets stuck in it, it can be difficult to see and may end up getting lost. It can get caught in the drain hose. The drain hose is the hose that carries water away from the washing machine. If a sock gets caught in it, it can block the flow of water and cause the washing machine to overflow. It can get trapped between the inner and outer tub of the washing machine.
But see, that's the thing. Ask him a question, he gives me an answer. There's no sense of humor. There's no like, what?
There's no emotion. It's so robotic.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
you can't have a conversation like that.
Right. Like, do you love me? No, I'm an AI. I can't answer that question, kind of thing. It's like, So that's one of the things that I wanted to sort of joke about with you. Like, oh, I found a new therapist or a new friend that I could speak with, but not really. It's like talking to my keys.
Be honest. Have you actually sat there and have a conversation with it?
I was curious what he had to say, but that's the thing. It's like the stuff that I would, which I think which is what I found amazing. It gave me stuff that I've already Googled before, and it's just amazing that although it's the same, information, there's no sort of human nuances to it.
Right.
There was a lot of standard answers, let's say safe answers, textbook answers.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found most amusing was, it spoke like in conversation, like what's your favorite, blah blah blah, and then the answer would be my favorite, blah blah. It's like it would answer in full sentences, whereas if I was googling shit, like my head would have to sort of interpret whatever it had to say, because let's say the article wasn't written specifically for me. But if I wrote something like, my name is Noel, I'm 44, 45 years old, and I'm thinking of what to do with a podcast. And then the answer would be something like, well, Noel, since you're 45 years old and you have if you're thinking about doing a podcast, this is what you can do. So it sort of gives you, at the bottom end of the day, it boils down to like textbook answers, what I've got so far.
Right.
But I find it amazing that it strings complete sentences to make it feel like it's actually speaking to you. Yes, Noel, you're 44, 45 years old. If you're thinking of doing a podcast, this is what I think you should do. And then if I say, give me a list of 5, it'll give me a list of 5, which are
Right.
like textbook answers that I might have heard of before. But again, there's that fuzzy feeling of like, oh, this
I think
answer is specifically for me.
the one thing. I mean, it's definitely awesome that something like that's already being created, right? Especially with AI and whatnot. But it's human nature to have tone when we speak, and the tone plays the major effect, or major is a major key to conversation.
Right. So, if your kids have like a bullshit meter about, how we're talking to them, me speaking to this AI is like there's like a human bullshit meter. Like, am I really speaking to a human? So my eyebrows go up and think like, oh, nice try, but not good enough.
Right.
But I mean, it's amazing. I'm amazed by it because I feel like I'm speaking to Spock in from Star Trek, kind of.
I was actually about to bring something up like that, because if you think about it, in the early 90s, these are the kind of things that they show on TV that's going to happen in the future. You know what I mean?
Which is why it's so amazing, because we were just joking about it, and now we can mess around with it. But the joke's on us, joke's on me, because at the end of the day, it still doesn't give me that human thing. But that's the thing, I think, with AI. It's not promising you like a replacement for a human friend. It's just the way I've been using it for the past couple of days. It's just making,
is it though,
Googling or searching for stuff a little easier.
I mean, is it though? Is it not really created mainly for, I don't know, self gratification?
Like to replace friends or create a girlfriend on the side,
or for people who have social anxieties, or people who are not as immersive as most people are.
Right. Yeah, it could, but like I said, it wouldn't be as, like, I could joke around and come up with like a podcast, but it wouldn't be as organic or as natural or as it
is amazing though how technology has really gone so far. Well, I mean, it's amazing. It would be even better if they could figure out a way for these AI to be a little bit more human, right?
You know what it kind of felt like that first time that I went to Singapore versus the first time that I went to Hong Kong. Like, when you go to Hong Kong, it's like, like I can imagine Jackie Chan here and doing stuff like that here. And, the noodles there kind of stink, and the shop out there kind of smells good or bad or whatever, or there's garbage here on the side. But when I went to Singapore, I kind of felt like I went to a golf course.
No, going to Singapore is like it feels like you're in a country club all the time.
Like a country club, and everything's like pristine, which is like, I love it at the end of the day. But in the beginning, I mean, I like Singapore, but in the beginning it felt like, is this for real?
Yeah.
Am I really like in a country? This kind of looks like a movie set, or it feels like a movie set where But after going back and forth there for like 6 months, I finally made friends, got to go down into the sort of the grassroots and meet people. Maybe eventually, if you speak, maybe what I'm saying is, if I start talking to this AI long enough, I will start to build like relationships.
Or you're going to end up starting to sound like that AI.
No, I don't know about starting to sound like that, but you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't feel natural or organic right away, like it did when I went to Hong Kong for the first time.
Right.
When I went to Singapore, I had to take like 6 months of back and forth before I can really sink my teeth into it.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's something pedicure or something. What's the word? It's like
something organic and natural, where you're adaptive.
It's not automatically natural.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the word pedicure is in the back of it's coming out, but
pedicure is what you do to your feet.
Yeah. But it's not. Yeah. So it's not natural. There's like something fake about it.
Yeah.
But again, maybe I'm using it for the wrong reasons. If I look for stuff like I don't know. I keep looking for things that I would ask a therapist. But if I ask like, how do I change my tire? It'll give me like exactly what I need, because I don't need answers like, well, I don't really have experience about changing a tire, but this is what I think. Like, I don't want an answer like that, right? I want number one, number two.
Well, I don't think
three.
you're actually going to get it though, ever, really, unless they actually kind of replace it into a more humane situation, because AIs are so, like I said, they're I think it's not even conversational what they come up. It's more like it gathers everything from like online, you know what I mean? And then just puts it together.
That's what I thought at first. And then I was like digging into some of the settings. Then you can actually like, how do you want this AI to respond to you? Practically, like I can practically say like, oh, I want him or her to respond like my high school teacher versus my college professor. You can actually kind of tweak it like that. I think you can. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole about that yet, but I think you can. I mean, it has that tweak. Again, I've only been messing around with it for the past couple of days.
Right.
So it's scary. I feel like there could be something like that. Like maybe one of these days, like respond to me as if you were Jason from the FlipSide. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. Never know, man.
Possible.
It's scary at the same time. I'm kind of interested in like to see how it evolves. It'd be nice, to find out.
It made my Google searches, because like usually when I try to search for something, I'd go straight to Google search bar and like pop up like a list of articles, right?
Right.
And then through those lists of articles, I kind of sift through through the mess. I have to sift through what it is that I'm actually looking for. And this is probably the end of this topic for me, is what I really wanted to share with you. I realized that you really have to be careful, or I really had to be careful and specific about what context. So I have to give it context, or I have to give it like a backgrounder. Like, oh, I'm one of two guys on the FlipSide podcast, and I'm thinking of a list of things to talk about this week. What do you suggest? And then it could pop out stuff to talk about. So I need to give it like, so a specific background or context on where I'm coming from, and so what I'm looking for. So there's the context first, what it is exactly that I'm looking for, and then answer me as if we were talking to a 3-year-old named Joe, for example, or phrase my answers as if I'm speaking to a really prominent psychotherapist like Jordan B. Peterson. How would I write my answer to a guy like that? So it can actually give you a different answer versus a 3-year-old versus a psychologist, as if you were speaking to Einstein or a psychologist or whatever. So
it'd be interesting to see how it turns out.
It's interesting because I can personalize it, or be more specific about my searches. Because before, like what I would do,
but
like
is that what you want though? I mean, if we're gonna deal with AI and whatnot in that kind of level and have the whole conversation, do you really want to cater it to something that you want, or don't you want it to be more spontaneous? Isn't that the whole point?
Right. So that's the difference with speaking to you, for example, versus speaking to my new AI friend. Is I always have to give him an explanation of who I am or where I'm coming from, what I need. So it's not just jumping into what I need. And then I have to explain like how I want the answer to come out. Garbage in, garbage out, so to speak. Not like if I speak to you, like, what do you think, Jay? Should I be changing my socks this week? And then
no, sniff that bad boy.
you be giving me, answers based on our relationship and what it is that we're trying to like. I think what I'm saying is it takes a little more work, a little more consideration, phrasing my question.
Using the AI, that is.
For the AI, a little more consideration.
That's never gonna work.
And not just, should I change my socks this week?
Yeah. I'd like to see where it comes to, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I have to be more considerate or be more mindful about where the question is coming from and how I want it to come out.
Right.
So it takes a little more work to be able to, I mean, at least maybe at the onset, and then maybe you can start tweaking the AI thing. It's basically what I'm saying is it's been making my searches, my Google searches, or Bing searches or Yahoo searches a little more interesting because although it does take a little more work at the end of it, I want it to be in a list of 3, and then it'll just give me that list of 3. It's not always awesome, but at least I kind of get what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
A little more specifically or a little more faster. It's a tool. It still ends up as a tool.
For the most part.
So,
I mean, it's literally an upgraded version of Siri or Alexa, really.
Have you tried speaking to Siri or Alexa?
Actually, it sounds
honest.
like having a conversation with asking Alexa stuff. It sounds like it sounds like a person responding to you, unlike your AIs where it sounds robotic.
Oh, are you just talking in terms of how the voice sounds, or
Well, not just the voice, the flow, because there's a tone. Alexa actually projects tone when she speaks. You know what I
But
mean?
if you put tone aside, like whatever's coming out, the ideas that are coming out,
It's
does it
about
ever
the same, I think. Yeah.
like vanilla the same?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, in a way.
So-
But see, the thing is with Alexa or Siri, it's mainly for not technological, informational purposes. You know what I mean?
Again,
Like
I'm just
I
getting
can
into
go,
it.
Alexa, tell me a dad joke, and it'll tell me a dad joke.
I'm probably like 2-3 years behind when it comes to AI. I'm like literally just messing around with it the past couple of days. So you've probably had more experience with it.
It's
At the end of it, how did you feel? Was it something that you felt like you were going to use? Was it going to replace your dog, or
no, it's not gonna, like, for example, in our household, it's Alexa. You know, we have Alexa, like I said, Amazon Alexa all over the house, right? We use it on a day-to-day basis, making announcements to each others and whatnot. Or, hey, Alexa, play some Disney music. And it's like, oh, here's a couple of options for you, yada, 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 type of thing. And they'll play Disney music, you know? In that sense, it works out for us. But as a conversational thing, I don't think so. Because it will never be able to give genuine emotions, so to speak. You know, because it has to come from somewhere. And where else is AI gonna pick up their information from? Online. So
yeah. Well, at the end of it, also, I think I was just, my expectations were for it to be human-like.
yeah,
was just a little like over the top.
yeah.
I was kind of hoping that I would find a free therapist.
I don't think you're
Joke
gonna walk
about it.
after that though. She's gonna keep giving you rhetorical questions or rhetorical answers.
No, it gave me like vanilla answers. Like, you know how
Is that what you feel like you think you should
No.
be doing?
no, well, based on my human interactions with real therapists, and I think I have
So it's about the same.
credibility to answer this question. No, they dig deeper into it. Like they try to dig more context.
Right.
But the AI that I spoke with was like, "Oh, here's the answer." It's like,
Right,
hold on a
exactly.
second. I didn't even tell you what my favorite color is yet. Like how, so it would, again, vanilla answers.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. What
Di
did she
kita
say?
marinig. Sorry. I think Tien was saying something. Huh?
Yung sasabihin mo, how do you know that?
Yeah, yun nga. How do you know?
How do you know?
And it would also give me like an answer, something like, I can't really give you a specific answer to that because I don't really know you. But generally, here's the answer to your question.
Right.
So it's like, darn it. The best is still to speak to a professional.
Right.
Darn. So yeah, it's not exactly. It doesn't like. It's a tall order, of course. I've just been messing around with it, but I guess the whole idea is that it's a tool, and you you still gotta use your head to decide
hold
if
on.
it's the right thing to listen to.
Alexa's playing. Alexa, stop. I guess I said Alexa so many times that it actually played music.
Right.
Oh.
Anywho, sorry
Ano,
about that.
nakapagsampay ka na?
Yeah.
Magsampay ka na. Baka naman may mga
Thank you,
bangaw na and bugs hanging on
Wala,
that.
malinis. Winalisan ko na rin ang aming...
Huh? Why are you gonna
Walis na rin
waste it?
Just dahon-dahon outside that,
Ayan.
you know. So so I think what she's saying is after nagsampay, nagwalis-walis ng konti.
Nagwalis pa ulit ako.
And so nagwalis ka underneath na pinagsampayan, which created dust, which is now on your clothes.
No.
No, it was a little moist this morning,
Yeah.
so pero yun
Ngayon
na,
lang umaaraw kasi.
yeah.
How's the
Yeah,
weather
it's
been over
been-
there pala? Has it gotten better?
Right. So sun is finally out today for the first time. Yesterday was still hazy and gloomy. So
Right.
now si Senorita nakaupo na dito, naka-headset with a microphone, arm
Nakataas
reaching
ang paa.
towards her at nakataas ang paa, si Donya. Masahe, mamaya?
Si Manang. Magpamanicure ako, Manang.
Nagpaano ka na kay Manang pumunta dito at magpamasahe?
Hindi, pupunta ako sa Thai. Thai spa.
Nuatay?
No, Thai.
Ay, nako.
On last episode, we were talking about me and my family going on a camping trip this week. Now that has been canceled.
Oh, why?
Oh, well, the
Weather?
weather actually. I don't really care much about my foot. It's more like the weather. Where we're gonna go camping to this place called Lake Racetown. I think we talked about that. Now it's going to be 58% scattered thunderstorm throughout the weekend over there, starting on Friday. So it sucks, you know. I was really looking forward to going camping and whatnot. And
Alam
my
mo ba,
wife is like,
naiingit na sa'yo si Noel.
"Oh,
Kayo
bakit?
magka-camping.
Magka-camping kayo?
Hindi. Naiingit siya sa'yo kasi magka-camping kayo. Kami
Oh, we're still gonna
hindi.
go, pero not this weekend. Siguro 2 weeks from this weekend punta kami. Kasi next weekend it's going to be pretty bad as well weather-wise. So probably the third week of September we're gonna go. Hopefully it gets better weather-wise. I don't care if it doesn't if it's a little chilly, as long as it's not raining too much. You know, I don't
Did
care
you
if
see the lineup of of storms heading
What's up
towards
with
the
that,
Philippines? It's like, oh, pila-pila, wag magtulakan. They're all lined up
piso-piso. Oh. Para,
next to each other. Pila, wag magtulakan.
si Bagyo Irene tsaka sino pa? Oh, Irene, para. Ako naman.
Kining.
It's
Yeah.
my turn. Yeah, so yeah, we're not gonna be able to go. Plus, my ankle is, even though my ankle is still, I mean, it hurts. Obviously, I was hoping to be able to go still, but the weather, it just got worse. I mean, beginning of the week, it's starting to look like, okay, 25% scattered showers. All of a sudden, last night, or yesterday morning, 58 to 68% scattered thunderstorms. So I'm like, oh man. The good thing is I am in place on I ordered some I got the green light. I'm gonna be ordering some tents, some camping gear.
So you're going shopping instead of camping.
Well, no, I'm gonna order it online because I'm gonna get a tent that actually goes on the back of my truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then
otherwise, what do you guys have now? Like a regular tent that you put on the ground?
That's gonna go on the ground. Yeah. But I want to get one that's gonna be on top of the truck so that I can put like an air bed on there, and then my wife and my 2 daughters can be a little bit more comfortable up there, and then me and my son will be in the bottom downstairs ground tent. You know,
So you guys are overlanding. I think it's
yeah,
what
a
it's
little
called.
bit, somewhat. You know, but I mean, I'm excited. I used to do it a lot, honestly. Sorry, I used to go camping twice or 3 times or even 4 or 5 times a year. Actually, when I became single, before I met my wife,
On your own?
actually, Yeah, I went camping by myself quite a bit.
Where
Like
at?
Shenandoah or Fairfax. Mainly Shenandoah. It's like maybe an hour and a half from here. It wasn't bad. I would drive up
Oh,
on a weekend,
Mhm.
or even after work, I would go straight up there. I would camp out and then in the morning drive to work.
that's funny. You didn't seem to be. I never thought you were the type.
What the
I mean, I'm
heck,
not
dude?
surprised about it, you going with your family, but for some reason, I didn't think that you would do it on your own. I mean, no
Listen,
insult. Just, I
I
just,
was a very emotional person before, to be honest with you. Meaning, like, I
Heartbroken.
itong asawa kong to eh. Yung
what
mga
you say.
left-handed jabs niya eh. Sabi niya, oh yeah, you're still emotional now.
But yeah, so you were doing it because of nature or because you were, what
No,
was that
I
all
was
about?
trying to find what?
So,
Depressed daw sabi. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
ako naman, heartbroken ba?
no, no, I was trying to find solace, so to speak.
mm.
I was contemplating a lot. I was being an emo.
Mm.
Yeah,
Even no, even when I was younger, maybe in my late teens, early 20s, when I was still in California,
mm.
Pacifica Beach, which was what, 20
Next
minutes from
door.
our house in Daly City.
Mm.
I used to go up there a lot in the bonfire and sleep in the beach.
Oh, nice. I used to
Yeah.
bike up there a lot just
Yeah, I used
to,
to. That's what I did. I biked up there. I would have my little one person sleeping bag tent, and then I would have like a small fire and then sleep out there.
that
It was
wasn't
great.
illegal.
I honestly don't know.
Mm.
I
I
just did
mean,
it
never,
because I've seen people do it there in that particular area in Pacifica Beach. And
uh-uh.
I don't know. I did it. Nobody really said anything to me, and it was great. Yeah, I liked it. It gave me a lot of like time to think. Man, back then talaga parang arte, emo pa ang mga kabuhisit akala mo. And you're always like ang layo ng tingin is what they said. You're always
Yeah,
like,
that 1,000 mile stare.
yeah, the 1,000 mile stare, making it seem like you're thinking about some deep shit, like.
You're just high out of your mind. Yeah.
Parang
So,
sinuwal lang yun before eh.
no, recently, I also found out na yun nga, like it's a little more difficult now to do even that because we have, so much of this, right? Like there's so much like input
Ah.
That's
that
the
you
whole
can't.
point. That's the whole point, to get out. In Shenandoah, said there, so it's a drive, right? You can actually stop by. There's little campsites, and it's a national park, right? But once you get in there,
Mm,
after 10 o'clock at night, and you're still in that park, you can't go out. They don't allow it because it's considered dangerous because of bears and all that stuff.
Mm.
So I always
Mm.
just find like the parking area, like a little campground. There's always a campground close
Mm.
by. So I just camp out there overnight and then go to work the next morning.
That's interesting. They'd let you in. They let you sleep overnight, but they won't let you out.
Well, I mean, you can, but it's not suggested because there's so many bears or deer that will just cross your path that you could run them over. You know what I mean? And get into an accident.
On your way out.
Yeah, yeah. But when I was doing that, camping by myself, it was just literally trying to like figure out. Well, no, I take it back. That was the time where I discovered at that point in my life, here, the time before I met my wife when I was single. That's when I realized that there are just people around me that, you know what? They weren't exactly the people that I thought would, like, the friends that you people that you would call friends, but aren't really friends, so to speak.
Noise.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of noise.
yeah. So I was just like, parang ano lang ba? Figuring out and like thinking about stuff, contemplating, oh, where's my life gonna go? Yada yada yada. But for you though, why did you guys just go? I would figure it'd be easier for you to just go camping.
Yeah. Well, part of it is
Rainy season.
yeah, it's rainy season, and I'm still trying to finish a podcast. I'm trying to finish a video project. It's one of those things. I'm out there camping, but I'm like, oh, I should be editing and finishing this project right now. I feel so guilty. It's already way past its deadline.
Oh my
So
God.
I really
One
wouldn't.
day. 1
I
or 2
wouldn't
days
really
camping.
be enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just go out and take a walk to the park. No, because the going camping here, it's a little bit of an expedition. You know, I have to like
3 hours.
pack everything up.
Mm.
3 hours,
On
an
the
hour and a
road.
half, 2 hours on the road. You know,
Mm.
yeah, it's a bit of a drive out. And plus, like lately, I realize I'm a little more picky. I want to go to a place where there's like a lake or the ocean, like water,
Yeah.
and not just go to a forest where there's a lot of mosquitoes and daming arte, di ba? I have a lot of I have like a checklist of my comforts of
Little
home
glamping na
checklist.
lang. Glamping.
Yeah, pwede pa.
Yeah, there's that, but and like what I was asking, there's no place here that I'm familiar with that you could just go without paying a little something, like maybe $3, $4, $5 in your country. But may bayad pa rin. It's not free. You still have to pay.
Right. Actually, if you are you in front of your computer? Obviously, you're in front of your computer right now. Go to getaway.house.
What's that about?
So actually, let me just share my screen too, actually. So getaway.house, we actually did this. The family did this. This is like a
Oh, wow.
it's like a little miniature tiny home getaway. It's like 40 minutes, an hour away from us, So like it's like a little cabin on the woods, basically. And it's small.
Like-
See?
Yeah, they got those going on here also. Yung anong tawag doon? Camper, container van.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a trailer van or trailer house. But this
Yeah, those
place
are nice.
was really, really, really small,
Mhm. Yan
It was
nauuso
fun.
ngayon dito.
It was, what's that?
Yan nauuso ngayon dito.
Yeah, they have a lot of that going on here also.
Oh, okay.
Tagaytay yata yan. Meron.
Yeah.
Ano siya, it was interesting ba? It was nice, a good experience. It was quiet. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine, so if you're looking at this cabin, right, for example, the entire side of the left side where those 2 windows are, that's not a wall on that side. That's an entire glass window from floor to ceiling.
Nice.
And then you're facing the woods.
Mm-mm.
So at nighttime, your only light, besides if you turn off the lights in the cabin,
It's as if you were sleeping outside. Yeah.
correct. And I have to admit, it was really calming. Parang feeling mo you're sleeping outside nga, under the trees, underneath the stars, and it felt good. It was amazing.
Yan yung gusto ko dito sana sa bakanting lote nila, Noel.
Oh,
Don't say. Don't share
Good
that.
idea ko kasi ang daming trees.
Yeah, and then
why
if we
won't you
come up-
share that? Why is that bad to share?
if we come up with something like, because I don't want anyone to know that we'd have something like that. Part of having a secret is not letting anybody know that you have a secret like that. But if we did come up with something like that, so container van like that, and then one side would just have
A glass.
glass,
Yeah.
right? Here, you'd be at night, in the middle of the night, you'd be looking at a stoplight, as a stop sign, at an intersection where it's so quiet. But
Or
during
there's
the
a
day,
kid-
like
Yeah.
Or
killing
there's a
each other
kid-
with road rage.
A kid just pressed his face on the glass.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a possibility of that too, because there's like a little park here.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if we're done with that topic, but there's like the road rage incident this week. We were talking about it last week on the last episode. So they finally had like
an update.
so they
Yeah.
finally had like a little, blind date. They had
What the hell does that mean?
Not blind
means
date, but-
different here.
no, the cyclist and the road rage guy,
Right.
finally met up and faced, it was just a hearing. It wasn't even a court case. That's the funny thing about it. It's like people just
Yeah. Wow.
talk,
barangay meet up.
In aid of legislation, but it's basically sort of a moderation / just trying to hear what everybody had to say, but it wasn't officially really a court case. But it was interesting to hear what had to say about it. But I don't really have much of a reaction about that, except for two things real quick. There's I don't know if you dug into what's going on, but there's this lawyer. His last name is Fortune. I don't know his Fortune. I don't remember his first name, but it must be so frustrating to him because the cyclist and the road rage kalbo guy, just like me, had parang they didn't the cyclist didn't want to press charges against the
Sorry, you
the
said
road rage guy.
You said cowboy guy just like me, and the sun, the reflection of your forehead just overtook everything.
Yeah.
And then there's you too.
Ang nakakaano sa kanya is buti na lang nahalongkat lahat ng mga pass na ginawa niya.
Pero what I'm trying to say is
sino may ginawa?
Yung si Kalbo.
Oh, the one with may barel?
Yeah,
he has so many different complaints, road rage, or no, not road rage, anger management sort of complaints about him already. But what I wanted to get at was that it must, and then he's sort of caught lying in front of everybody, sort of gaslighting and manipulating sort of the whole country about what he did, and he's like, oh, I just had a heart attack. That's why I did that. I have a family, and look, I'm a victim too, kind of thing. So, aside from that,
right,
it must be so freaking frustrating for the lawyer that's not practically, but literally offering his services to defend or to file a case on behalf of or with the cyclist. But the cyclist is like
against Calbo.
But dude, believe it or not, like all the evidence, video evidence, and the whole country is behind the cyclist. But the cyclist is like, no, I don't want to file charges.
Yeah,
we've already made our peace.
Well, I mean, that just shows he took the high road. He's a bigger man.
I think binabayaran eh.
No, wait. Let's not go there. That's just an assumption. But dude, yes, it's the high road, but like out of principle, this is my opinion. Out of principle, yes, nagkabalikan na kayo ulit, or you guys had a settlement already. Yes. But this guy still did something wrong, which is take out his gun in the middle of public.
Which shouldn't be, yes, correct.
Which shouldn't be. So yes, okay, you forgave each other, and yes, we're friends, and then we'll have dinner together with the rest of our family. Fine,
right?
But in my opinion, and I think the lawyer Fortun's opinion also, and I'm getting it from his interviews, is that the guy still did something wrong. Yeah. Because if you don't file a case and press charges and do something about, like make him pay for what he did, is that everybody else that has a gun
is gonna has a slap of a wrist. Yeah,
we're afraid will have the balls or the guts to do the same thing that this Calbo guy did.
Right. No, you're right.
You're right. I can tell that, okay, let's say I cocked my gun in front of a cyclist also, and at the end of the day we made friends. But I pointed a gun like in his face, like, what are you gonna do about it?
Right. Now see, like that in
public with video evidence and lots of witnesses.
He definitely should do something about it, because you know what? Who's to say that he's willing to pull his gun and shoot somebody just for that?
Yeah. So no. What they're trying to say, what the cyclist and the Calbo guy is basically saying, is like there's no consequences needed because we're friends. We made friends already.
That's what it is. Move on. Next. That sucks, man. That sucks.
It's just weird because everybody's seen what happened. There's video evidence, but there's no complainant.
Yeah.
No, it's two things there. One, the guy really is a good guy. Or two, he got paid.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the plot thickens.
Oh.
He
got paid.
Let's not assume that yet. But listen, here's where it gets interesting for me.
Oh.
The son of the cyclist didn't tell his dad that he was going to show up. He showed up at the hearing, and he had a little something to say too, which is basically, I don't agree with my dad. I think this is an opportunity to, to right justice. But unfortunately, my dad and I don't really agree.
Yeah.
But like, wow, kudos to the son that stepped up and said, I don't agree with my dad.
Yeah.
I think this is an opportunity to. And I was like, wow, couldn't believe that because the way the cyclist was saying it, like, oh, my whole family just decided that we're not going to press charges or we're not going to file a complaint. And then boom, the son shows up and
no, he got paid. I'm sorry. I think he got paid.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes from there.
I take that back because I don't know. After I seen the video, okay, that guy looked like
innocent.
He looks too innocent.
Yeah.
Maybe he just really took the high road. That's it.
But isn't it interesting that all the technicalities? I mean, if I was the lawyer, if I was Fortune, all the evidences, there's this video evidence, there's witnesses, etc., etc. All I need now is a complainant to file a case. But there's no case if nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
It's so technical.
Right.
It's so like, and I'm going to do this for free.
See.
And he still doesn't want to take it.
No, he's going to do it for free and then get paid after the fact.
No. He said, no. He's saying if he does get paid, he's saying, I'll give it to the cyclist. Like literally, I'm just doing it out of civic duty. Whatever. Let's not talk about money here or whoever got paid or who's going to get paid, whatever. Just the principle. I mean, just the idea.
Can't the government or the state or the county, isn't there like a public defender that could go against him?
That's what they're trying to figure out.
There's definitely an overflowing evidence against the guy, the driver. So, like here, if that was the case, the state could decide to go after him if the state chooses to.
I don't know the technicality of that anymore. There are some cases that they could still file against him, but in fairness, they took out his driver's license, his gun license, etc., etc. And then there's one, but those are not like you're not going to be behind bars.
Stop at a risk type of thing, yeah.
But they came up with some kind of thing that he's guilty of, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember laughing at the idea that, he might get 1 to 10 days behind bars. It's like, what?
Well,
for that whole thing that he did?
Well, here, you could laugh at 1 to 10 days here, but in the Philippines, it's different because 1 to 10 days in a Philippine prison is...
Yeah, but that could be like in a barangay prison. That's not like Muntinlupa.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Tatawa pa ako sa kanya, pinagpipilitan yung may gloves tsaka may panaksak yung siklista.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Magugulungan mo na yung siklista na damage ka nga, pero makakapatay ka, 'di ba?
And then
that's the thing, yeah. That's where the gray line would take effect. I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, now, like I said earlier, looking back at the video that I saw, the guy just looks like an innocent guy. I'm talking about the bicyclist. You know what I mean? I actually think he just decided to take the high road.
Right. Yes, there is the high road. Forgive the guy. But in my opinion, there's got to be consequences because true enough, 2-3 days later, another handful of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 road rage incidents, again, caught on camera. Again, there was this guy that like cut off this motorcyclist. I don't know what happened to them, but on the video, you could see the guy from the car go down and be like harassing or hitting this motorcyclist mirror or whatever. And then another guy, I think so. I don't remember. It's vague, but
that's a different story. See, that's assault right there.
And then there's another one with a guy walking around with what looked like a jacuzzi, an Uzi, because of a motorcyclist with the really noisy exhaust pipe.
Nag-sunbathe pa sila sa gitna ng kalsada.
Pero nakabarong. Nakabarong siya, I think.
Ano
Or
ka?
nakapolo shirt.
Wala akong ginagawa.
But
What?
apparently, this guy's motorcycle was really noisy. So this guy came out of his house with a gun, basically to tell the guy to tone it
Jesus.
down.
Man, whatever.
And the guy happened to have like a camera on his helmet. So he caught the guy. He wasn't like pointing the gun to the guy's face, but he was walking around. You could see that on his side, he was holding the jacuzzi. You know,
Was it?
but that's the point there. That's the point there. That we're not sending a message that.
Bang bang.
So it's like your gun license could be taken away, but there are no other consequences. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like the consequences aren't that grave or aren't that big for
How
people
did
to
How
think
did you end up
twice.
saying jacuzzi? I'm sorry.
Because Uzi, prrrr, Uzi, jacuzzi, close enough.
Pinapatawa mo kami
You see how serious I am talking
Boy,
about important.
You gotta be careful, huh? If you see somebody walking around with a jacuzzi, that could be very deadly.
Yeah. So next time I'm going to be on the motorcycle, I'm not going to try to cut any car because they might have a jacuzzi inside.
Naiiyak ako sa'yo. This is tears of joy.
Yun eh, di ba? So it's I'm curious how it's going to pan out. If it's all just
Yeah.
meow, people just laway, or if people are if the government or the Senate or whoever comes up with these laws are actually going to have teeth.
Sana
I mean, what the heck, babe? On your hair?
It's happening.
No, go. You gotta show them. Come on. So she did laundry and she's folding laundry, right?
Uh-huh.
But apparently she shrank my son's beanie. It
Oh
shrank.
no.
So,
Okay. She's
so
trying to
she's
stretch
stretching
it.
it out. So by her to stretching it out, she put it on. She's walking around with it. All right, whatever. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So there it's frustrating because I've had several experiences with that kind of
Right.
thing also, both to my fault, but again,
I mean, it's better to get shot off with a jacuzzi than an Uzi.
pero yun eh, di ba? I mean, I can
tama.
understand road rage. I can understand like flipping the finger and like yelling a few PIs at me,
Yeah.
but a
But
gun?
I mean, is it worth it though? The
What's
bottom
worth
line
it?
is it worth it?
What are you talking about? What
Like
are you
if the
asking?
guy
What-
yells at you and whatnot, instead of just apologizing and driving off, is it worth?
Right.
It's not.
Right. No. What I'm saying is like the exchange of curses and the middle finger and that kind of thing. I get that. And that's, for me, that's fine. Like, but if you use like two things, if you use your vehicle as a weapon, and number two, if you take out a gun, I think that's like below the belt.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
below the belt?
number two is typically below the belt anyway.
Pero yun eh, di ba? So,
Ako naman, ang ano ko naman
Sorry.
sa lista, mamumura kita kasi mapapatay mo na ako. Diba?
Oh, tama. No.
Diba?
no, but
Palit
the
naman buhay.
consequence, I don't think justifies the, like, because I cut you off and I cursed at you a couple of times and I made noise with my motorcycle.
Yeah.
You can take your
not
gun out.
justified, obviously. It's people are just being people. People are stupid. I'm sorry. We're all
So
stupid.
that's why out of principle, we need to have consequences for those kinds of actions.
Yeah, true.
That's why nakakagigil siya, because I'm hoping that they'll do something about it.
You need to be careful. You guys are always on your motorcycle. If you cut somebody off, next thing you know, meron kayong makakat off na having a bad day. And then
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
happened.
Be
It's
careful.
happened even when I just let it by. The guy runs after us.
Yeah.
But again, the whole idea is okay. I understand the pick your battles kind of thing, but
Right.
I think a gun,
There's
there's
too-
a tall order of responsibility of owning that gun.
Yeah.
And it's not to establish power.
Well, in the Philippines, unfortunately, it is.
Yun na nga. So this is our chance to change that culture.
Right.
Which is why it's frustrating, because this ciclista doesn't see that responsibility is on his shoulders. The way that he sees it is, I'm taking the high road. I forgive him.
Oh my God.
Okay, so if you would have just said that earlier, I would have agreed with you a lot sooner.
Like,
now I
if
actually
somebody-
see it. You know what I mean?
If somebody slaps you with a jacuzzi in the face, you give your other cheek.
Why would you turn your other cheek? You don't want to turn your cheek too much because you don't want the other cheek to get burnt too.
Pero yun eh. So like I understand the forgiveness. I understand taking the high road,
Yeah, yeah.
but there should be consequences for
Hothead
actions
ka
that-
siguro, no? You're probably a hothead person, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Moi?
Probably. Why? What do you mean?
So
What are you
like
getting at?
I can picture you like on a motorcycle and all of a sudden the similar situation happens and you're like, "Hoy."
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
equally guilty, but I don't take my jacuzzi out,
Yeah, yeah. That's good though.
right? I mean, yes, I'm equally guilty as being a hothead on the road, but I don't use the motorcycle, or when I used to drive a car, I don't use the car to, try to kill the cyclists on the road, the ones on the two wheels.
Well, now that you've put it that way, yeah, the guy should definitely press charges or something, or make
Again,
yeah.
with the gun or the jacuzzi, and using your vehicle as a weapon, which is
Right.
Trying to like in the movies, and use the side of your car to push him against the railings, kind of
right.
kind of like, give me the finger, but don't give me the jacuzzi. You get it?
I got you.
Like yell at me, curse at me, make fun of my forehead, but don't give me the jacuzzi.
Right.
That's where I think
That's where we draw the line.
I need to
Anywho,
get that out of my system.
well, good for you.
I don't know how much time we have left, but that's it for me for
We
the
got
week.
about
I think
12 minutes or so.
I think I've reached the quota for the podcast.
No, it's good. I think I did have a little bit of complaint or gripe, really. I'm going to complain a little bit right now. I know I've talked about this earlier, but I'm having a hard time accepting the fact that I have to give up food, the good food that I want to eat.
Mm.
I'm really, really struggling with that. I'm not even faced with it yet, but I'm struggling with it already. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose the battle, and I don't want to.
Let me ask you this though: isn't it confusing? Like all the good stuff, like these are bad for me.
Exactly. And I can't stand it. I can't have. The doctor made it clear you got to cut your pasta. You got to cut your pasta and cut your rice. I'm like, I'm Doc. I'm Filipino. That's like asking me to like not to take a shower forever.
Mm.
Lalo na ngayon in a way. So since I've been injured, my wife's been cooking, like I said, right? She's been cooking a lot more. And it's just good stuff. But I can't, I'm like feeling guilty eating it. So like last night, buwisit ako kagabi. All right. I wanted to eat so much. She made the garlic shrimp. She had like these not giant, but they're pretty big prawns or shrimp, whatever. And it's like a spicy garlic shrimp that she made, right?
Like gambas.
Is it glambas? Oh, it's like an Hawaiian dish, basically.
Oh,
It was so good. But I was watching what I eat so much that I would take my time peeling the shrimp. Okay. The shrimp's about this big. And I would cut the shrimp into 3 pieces.
and that's it. That's all you could have for the night.
I mean, no, but I'll probably have maybe 5 for the night. 5 shrimps. A little bit of rice.
I don't get you. Or were you allowed or not allowed to have this?
No, I mean we're allowed but limited, right? So I actually had like 5 pieces, but to make it last and a little bit with rice, I'd taken each shrimp and like cut it into 3 pieces, little pieces, and put it in the suka, and then a little bit of rice, just so that I'm eating little but making it last longer, if that makes sense,
So you're already working your way around.
Yeah. And it's
trying to find the cheat codes.
Exactly. I'm trying to find it, and I've been good so far with these snacks too. Next to me right here, like the candies, the peach rings, and the whatnot. I haven't touched it. So which
Why
is good.
not, bro? Why not ease into it? Like maybe 3 days a week you'll eat healthy. 4 days a week
I want to try. I'm testing my limits right now.
Maybe not go full turkey. Don't go cold turkey right away.
I know. I'm not really going cold turkey, to be honest with you, but I'm easing out. I'm trying to test myself in regards to the little things.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pero, I was even planning to make arroz caldo again, but I don't know if I can't do that because it's too much rice. I'm like, it sucks,
for me,
dude.
I'm not even joking about being confused about. I didn't realize how much I didn't know about what's good and what's bad for me. The other night we were at the Talipapa, and then there were people selling stuff like calamares on the street. And then I tried it. It's like how much it looked and smelled good. I tried it. In the middle of eating it, I was asking Tin, "Is this good for me? Is this bad?" And that's
is it
where I was
good for you,
thinking,
calamares?
it's gotta be bad. Plus, with
how is it cooked? Grilled or what?
With the vinegar, with a little bit of cucumber, and I don't know what it is that they do. Like the street vendors do some magic to the
sauce,
to the suka, to the sauce that makes it like I just want to drink it with a straw.
Right? It's
and then I was like asking Christine, "Is this good for? Is this bad?
Right.
Is this good? This is because I'm feeling so guilty that it's so good."
Oh my God. I don't know if I ever told you this story. It just came to my head. I'm so sorry. So one time my wife actually found fish balls, right? She bought some, but she actually made the brown sauce just like on herself from scratch. I kid you not. Perfect. It was so good. It brought me back home to the Philippines, and when she fried the fish ball, she actually used like those light vegetable oil that Filipino uses and whatnot for the frying, because what it does is it has that certain fried flavor, right? Then she even bought those sticks, but barbecue sticks,
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, it was so good, dude. She left
Did
it
she
right
ask
next
you?
to what?
Ilang stick pa?
I stood right next to it on the stove for like an hour, and then dipping. It was so good. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So the word that comes out is moderation, right? But
yeah,
is it really? Is it really moderation?
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Anyway,
that's where it gets confusing for me. It's like, but it's so good. It's not good
that's
for me.
The difference, though. The food in the Philippines is so. Unless see, here's the thing: Filipino food is not exactly healthy for you. And then when you eat Filipino healthy foods, it's not like it's Filipino food because it's not the same. Does that make sense? Like, how can you build, or how can you have a healthy version of adobo? How can you have a healthy version of Bicol Express?
Right.
You can't.
Let me share this though. I saw on Netflix yesterday, I think Call Me Chihiro or something like that, some Japanese movie that I was watching, and there was a scene there about like how like it's anyway. There's a couple of characters there that they have like a shop, a shop on the road where they could buy these ingredients that are already packed. Like I think cashew nuts. Like you could buy cashew nuts that are already like peeled.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a discussion about husband and wife. There was a discussion about I know it's harder, but I want to get the ones that are not peeled so we can peel it together. And I think it kind of resonates or shares. That's what I was saying. Maybe maybe it's not all about the eating. Maybe it's also the process of. Maybe this is an opportunity for you and your wife to
try different stuff.
Work things out so that you can work on something together versus just cooking and it's all done.
Yeah, that's
like maybe
true.
it's like a nice opportunity to just like back up a little bit, slow down, and appreciate the process of the cooking versus just popping it in the microwave and it's all done.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an example of it's all about the journey and not the destination kind of thing, or that it's
in a way it's kind of like, now that you say that though, I don't know, I'm sure you remember we used to have that cooking business. It's similar to that actually.
But that's what their discussion was. Like they wanted to do things sort of the hard way.
Yeah.
Camping comes to mind, so that you're enjoying the process to get there. Na parang some quote that goes like, "Happiness is not a destination; it's the
journey.
It's the journey," kind of thing. So maybe that's an opportunity. So maybe you cook the fish balls instead of it already fried, like I don't know, whatever kind of, like you take the long scenic route to get to where you're trying to get to, as far as trying to get healthy, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe plant your own vegetables, something like that.
Plant my own vegetables? Where? In the driveway?
Yeah, or put it in a pot somewhere. Something. Didn't you hear a lot about that during the pandemic? People starting to grow their own garden.
Oh yeah. That happened a lot here too, actually. Yeah.
So I guess something like that, like to slow things down, like to force yourself to slow things down, and not just buy the cashew nuts that are peeled already.
Yeah.
Cashew nuts or acorns, well, whatever kind of nuts that they needed to peel. So there was this long scene of them like, peeling the nuts and appreciating it, I guess.
Yeah.
So
anyway, that's my 2 cents on that one. Anything else for today?
Let me know what you decide as far as meal prepping is concerned.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. I know you mentioned that the last time. Still trying to figure that out, because now that I've actually had a conversation with the doctor, he actually gave me a
suggestion
of
what
like
you can
what to
eat.
cut exactly, or it's not exactly what I can't eat, but definitely should cut back on.
Let me know, because as far as helping us, it's really about like helping us decide on what we're going to eat also. At least I sort of have like a cheat code, because like every day it's like Tin is asking like, so what are we gonna eat today? Like, I don't know.
That's always the biggest problem though, even for us here, what to eat.
So let's just plan, so we don't have to think and decide every day. Let's just decide like once a week.
Although,
and we could just go autopilot on deciding on what to eat.
As of late, my wife will figure out what she wants to cook for the week. We'll buy it. And then throughout the week, maybe she'll just switch it around and decide, I'll do this now. Excuse me, do that later type of thing, So,
there's, how they say it's like one less thing to decide on. Like, like Mark Zuckerberg and I think Steve Jobs, they decided like, this is my uniform. Like every time I'm going to go out, this is what I'm going to be wearing.
See,
so I have
let me go back.
Decision making.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not into big thing into meal prep. Like my version of meal prep is, when you say meal prep here, it's somebody cooking a big amount of food and storing it in the fridge or the freezer, and then just eating it throughout the week, right? I don't know if I want to do something like that though. I mean, if it was just me as a single person, that probably could work.
But why not? Is it the excitement of
Yeah, well, actually, now that I think about it, it might not be a problem because the kids will just some reason they just eat what they want to eat anyway for the most part. So it might.
Are you worried about changing your taste? Like you wouldn't be in the mood for whatever's scheduled for that day?
Probably.
That's what I would be worried about.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference really, the change. I mean, I'd prefer to have like different things most part. You know what I mean?
Like right now, I'm really in the mood for pho, but it's
so funny you said that.
But it's adobo that's right in front of me.
We had pho for dinner today.
Diba? So, that's what I'm worried about. It's like I'm in the mood for something, and then something else is scheduled, and I'm like, do I deviate from the schedule?
Well, that's why
I think I'm in the mood for.
That's why it's important to have multiple, I guess multiple entrees, different types. You know, that's prepared already, so you can just have 3 kinds, A, B, and C, and then you just switch it around throughout the week.
But in fairness to Tin, who's in charge of the cooking here in the house, man, like I just can't imagine my brain. And I mean, I thought I was a genius for making videos and editing and putting scenes together. But cooking, man, like you have to like juggle all these ingredients. What are we gonna cook? Yeah, but do we have the ingredients? Do I need to buy the ingredients? It's like just so much going on that like hats off to chefs that like will decide on what to cook.
Yeah.
And what they need to do for the grocery. It's like, like, I'd rather, I got so used to just falling in line on the lunch line in high school or maybe going to, I mean, if I were to eat like in prison, I'd probably be happy because I don't have to decide on what to eat.
Right.
If you really want me to suffer, like have me decide on what we need to eat and buy, have me in charge of the pantry. I'm going to go crazy. So,
it's going to be an exciting chapter for me to like try to figure this out. Luckily, I hope my wife will be able to help me out accordingly with this because, I really want to change my eating habit and whatnot. And one of my...
Does it affect the entire family or is it just you?
No, it's just me.
Like you're this special child that she needs to take care of on the side.
Excuse me.
Like dad's gonna have a different meal today.
Man, my biggest thing, really, my biggest battle is sodium. I put too much fucking salt, dude. It's ridiculous. Gotta stop. Anyway, sorry about that again. I went back there. Full circles, baby. Full circles.
Wait, the sodium affects the high blood pressure?
Yeah. Big time.
I gotta cut that out then too. Or at least figure out what sodium is. But so it's anything salty?
Yeah, pretty much. You don't need to cut it out 100%. Just limit it drastically.
How are we with suka and patis? Are those bad?
Patis is salt.
Yeah, yun nga. So those are bad.
Yeah. Cut it off. That I'm not sure.
Okay, I ask because sometimes when I'm eating the calamari, I feel like I'm making it healthier by dipping it into the suka. Like sanitizing it kind of thing, because it's on the street, right?
I think vinegar is actually a good antioxidant. So it might help with the blood pressure. I don't know. But I know patis is no good. Like I'm cutting it off big time.
So next thing you know, we're going to be, nutritionists and food experts. We'll start talking about this on the next few episodes. The more we move forward with it. Yeah. I'm curious how it's going to affect you and the rest of your family and how you're going to juggle through it. Send me a report.
I will. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Episode 75 down the drain. Thank you very much for hanging in with us. And again, this is the Flip Side with Jay Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel.
We'll catch you guys later.
On the flip side.
You can catch the full episodes on youtube.com at The Flip Side with Jay Noel. Full episodes uploaded every Wednesdays and Saturdays.